Okay, so today's been feeling pretty good. Most of the exercises that we've been doing. All right, Rich O'Neill here with Hunter Story, Elite Functional Performance in Charlotte, North Carolina. Today we're talking back pain. We have a lot of folks coming in these days who have either the standard kind of generalized lower back pain, as well as some folks who have had some recent spinal surgeries and some pretty specific rehab needs. So when we get people that come in with those specifics, we always start to kind of piece together our back pain regimen off of our standard belly up position, where we're working through getting global activation of the core, getting our breathing sequences down and having people feel pretty comfortable from that position. And once we feel like that's been kind of cleared, or people are feeling pretty masterful with some of those techniques, we can then feel confident to flip them over onto their belly and begin working some of the stuff that we would do on a mat. So from here, we're going to get Hunter down into a prone position, and we're going to be working with one of our standard movements called a superhero. So from here, this is going to be an exercise where on an inhale, Hunter's going to lift his right arm and his left leg at the same time. You'll notice here he's really getting the arm and the leg up to maximum distance without getting too much extension in the lower spine. He's going to come back down on an exhale, and then the following inhale, he'll alternate left arm and right leg. Now, this exercise tends to be very important because a lot of times when folks have some of the general back pain or some of the spinal rehab needs, they're not always aware of the relationship between, say, right shoulder and left hip, glute, lower back area. So this exercise is one that's designed to really illuminate for each person that connection from the shoulder through the rib cage down into the lower back SI area into the opposing side glute. So here you'll see as Hunter lifts that left arm, he's not really just lifting the arm, he's also reaching forward to make sure he's getting a nice stretch through the armpit and through the lat. And he's not necessarily just lifting this left leg, but he's making sure to fire that glute, keeping the chest down so he's not overextending into the lumbar here. Now this becomes particularly important for our athletes who have had a lot of single-sided dominant patterning, say for instance tennis, where right arm and left leg are working together. We notice this a lot with our basketball players who might jump off their left leg, lay the ball up with their right arm. And so a lot of times the asymmetry between the left arm and the right leg is potentially one of the overriding cofactors for the pain as it pertains to specific overusage of, say, the right arm and the left leg. So an exercise like this is going to be very useful for bringing better symmetry into both sides. With this one, we would program somewhere in the neighborhood of maybe 3 to 4 on each side, with about a 1 count hold at the top. If it was somebody who had some spinal rehab needs that were trying to build some strength back into it. But for someone who's uninjured and just has some standard lower back pain and is trying to build a little bit more strength into that thoracolumbar region and through the core in general, we might see anywhere from about maybe 6 to 10 reps on each side, having that smooth motor control where they're not overextending and really sequencing each repetition with the breathing.